Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody. We're back. We're doing the show. Hi, everybody. Hello. Look at our Tuesday crowd. We are back. We are live. No soccer today. We have a full house. And we're glad you're here. Welcome to the show, everybody. Here we go. Thank you. Have a seat. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are so excited you're here. We're back. We're back today. I know. I've missed it. And I've missed saying hello to this woman. Please give it up to my good friend, Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall. How you doing?
I'm good. It's so weird to be back.
It
it's
is
great,
weird.
But it's so weird.
I know. It feels like we've been off for a couple days. We've been planning. We have a great week of shows next week at the Vikings headquarters, TCO. We have such great stuff planned. It's a beautiful set. If you want to see what the set looks like, our temporary set, you can go to the Jason Show TV Instagram account. We had a blast there. Again, I want to say this. I will say this a couple times. Thanks in advance to our wonderful crew, all the behind-the-scenes folks. This is a behemoth to move an entire show for one day, let alone a week. So I'm filled with gratitude to our staff, led by our executive producer, Jeff. It's a lot of work, and I greatly appreciate all the effort. So now, coming up on today's show, I was really excited to get back on the air because last week, when we last left you, you heard me talk about the fact that another dream of mine came true, and that was I got to interview and spend some time with Sarah Jessica Parker on Sunday at the Mall of America. She opened up her brand new store, SJP, which my boss, Mim, didn't know was a shoe store. There I am with a little decoy, like a little demo bag with a T-shirt in it. I got a little SJP T-shirt. So we'll have more about that in a little bit. Actually, we're going to do a little bit more right now because if you watched the show last week, you remember that I made a bet with Kendall, and I said that Kendall was unable to go, and she loves Sarah Jessica Parker, but she couldn't go, and she couldn't get shoes. So, Evan?
Shut the front door. What's this?
So,
Jason, shut up.
So
Shut up. Stop.
I got you a pair of shoes.
No, you didn't.
And signed by Sarah Jessica Parker.
Did you really do this? Is this real life?
That's for you. Look at it. It says, "Hi, Kendall."
Can I touch him?
Till next. We got a picture of it. Hi, Kendall. Till next time, Sarah Jessica Parker. I told her all about you. And now we're not done. We're not done. Look at the shoes I picked out for you. See if you approve.
Okay. Oh my God!
Do you like them?
Yes!
Do you like them?
I can't stop moving. Shoes, camera.
And then,
please.
look. Okay, grab the other one. Look at the other one.
Okay.
She signed the bottom of the shoe for ya. We'll flip it around here.
Oh, sorry.
Look,
Sorry,
right
everybody
there.
else.
Right there. You'll see it right there. SJP right there for Kendall.
Oh my God, you're the best big brother in the whole world. You guys.
You like them?
You guys.
Do you like them?
You want to keep them forever.
I got to thank your friends on Instagram for telling me your size. I hope I got it right.
Oh my God.
And my best friend Jen helped pick them out, and Sarah Rogers. So that's one of her classics, and I love you. There we go.
You too.
There we go.
Okay,
we gotta go back over here. Okay, we gotta go back over here. Yeah, everyone said that like a nude color, you can wear them a lot. So yeah. So
how did you just keep this secret?
Oh, believe me, I wanted to call you that day. I was so excited, and Sarah. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more later. But do you really like them? Okay. Okay, good. We'll have more in just a little bit. Let's get started with the hot dish. Here we go, everybody. Oh, that makes me happy. Oh, I was so happy to do that. Okay. Oh, that's the best. Taylor Swift dropped a new music video on Monday, and it's already Swifties are losing their mind over the song. It is called, and I think this applies to Kendall, Need to Calm Down. If you haven't seen the video, here's a little clip.
And I ain't trying to mess with your self-expression, but I've learned a lesson that stressing and obsessing about somebody else is no fun. And snakes and stones never broke my bones, so you need to calm down. You're being too loud, and I'm just like, you need to just stop. Like, can you just not step on my gown? You need to calm down.
I love it. It's already on my River Run playlist. The video, listen to this, everybody. The video already has more than 20 million views. And it's been like a day and remains the #1 trending video on YouTube right now. It's the second song off her upcoming album, which is called Lava, and will be released on August 23rd. Now, the biggest headline out of this, other than the fact that the Queer Eye guys are there, RuPaul's there, some of the queens are there. There's some of the Queer Eye guys. Oh, there they all are. One of the biggest revelations, that's overly dramatic, was Katy Perry is at the end of this video. They have squashed their years-long beef, and they're BFFs now again, which is great, yeah. The more I listen to the song, the more I like it. Do you dig it? Do you like it?
I do too. I like it better than the last one she released too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like it a little bit better than that.
Yeah, believe me, the more you listen to it, like I said, I had it on my AirPods yesterday on my run, and it has a good little beat to it. And I was singing out loud, realizing that people could hear me. And
Did you fall into any bushes?
Yeah, so if you were on the Stone Arch Bridge yesterday and I was singing out loud, I'm not crazy, I promise, yeah. So you can go see it right now, and you can download it wherever you find your music. We love you, T Swift. Thank you for being a good advocate. #wins pride. Next in the dish, one of my favorites is heading, this is good news. One of my favorites is heading back to Las Vegas. Shania Twain says she's going back to Sin City. More than 5 years. You know, she was there about 5 years ago at Caesars. The singer, Miss Twain, says the two shows will be worlds apart, with the new one including her biggest hits and could involve some collaboration with other artists. You know, because Shania loves her some Drake. She loves Ariana Grande Latte. She loves Elton John. She loves Nick Jonas. And she loves Dolly Parton. And wouldn't we love, can you imagine Dolly and Shania in Vegas together? That would be phenomenal. Twain's new show, it's called Let's Go, will kick off in December at the theater at Planet Hollywood. I always say this, her concert remains one of my favorites of all time.
Why?
This is why. And I know some people argue with me about this because I know artists get sick of playing the same song, but I think this audience will be with me. When I go to see Shania Twain, I want to hear her hits. And she plays them. You know what I mean? And she plays them.
She does?
Yeah, she plays them. The last time she was here, you hear, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. You hear Up. You hear all of them.
Boots bed, have your boots bed.
That one, that was,
I told you I don't sing anymore.
Those should buy her shoes every day. Yeah. No, but go see it. If you haven't seen Shania in concert and you're even like a mid-range fan, she's fantastic live. Go see her. Next in the dish, Christina Applegate was on Kimmel last night promoting her Netflix show that I know a lot of you are watching and loving called Dead to Me. And thank you. Yeah, so good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it on Netflix this weekend. She talked about the difference between promoting a Netflix show versus promoting a standard network show. This is fascinating.
Crazy. How do you handle a show like this when all the episodes come out at once and then you don't know when it's okay to talk about what happens at the end of the show?
Well, it was hard because we did our junket before it had, like, launched, dropped, whatever the thing you do these days.
Yeah.
And we we're like, it's a show.
Yeah, you can't really say anything about it.
That was the end of it.
But has that changed?
Now we can talk about it. Unless someone in here has not seen it. Raise your hands if you have not seen it. One. Oh, really? Thanks.
That's a real good ratio. I mean, half of them are lying.
They all die
yeah.
at the end. You're welcome.
Season 2 is already in the works. I'm not kidding. It's such a good show. You know, I always tell you the shows you should binge. This is one of them. The ending is like crazy. It's just so good. So go watch it. I got to tell you what was happening in that soundbite there. The audience and I are enjoying the soundbite, listening to Christina Aguilera. Kendall couldn't care less. She was over by her shoes that entire story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask you because I'm afraid I got it wrong, or I should blame, I will tell you what friend.
Who?
What shoe size are you?
Like an 8, 8.5, 9.
Okay, I got you an 8.
Okay.
Will you be okay?
It depends. It depends on the shoe.
Okay.
I'm gonna shove these feet in.
Oh yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you right here. I don't care, Cinderella. You will wear those shoes.
Yes, I'm gonna be the ugly stepsister.
Oh,
like,
I don't care if you have crinkly toes. We are shoving you into those shoes. Yeah.
We'll get it. We'll fit.
We'll make it work. We'll cut off a toe or something. Yeah. We have lots more to come. Go get another cup of coffee and meet me back here in just a few minutes.
We are back, we are live, and we are excited. Coming up next, you know, it was just a normal Sunday afternoon with Carrie Bradshaw. All the dish from my time with Sarah Jessica Parker as she opens up her new store at the Mall of America. Then only 60-some days until the state fair, but the food is already on our mind because we have the list of the new foods hitting the fairgrounds this year, and they look good. And she's back. Miss Minnesota Kat Stanley is in the Jason Show studio. That is all coming up, so stay right there.
Voicing the character since 1991. Now, when you happened upon the voice for Woody, were there other voices that you considered? Did you ever record any other tonal sort of voices in the recording?
Well, I wasn't allowed to record him, but I did go in and kind of try to pitch more kind of like the voice that I'd like to have as a human being.
Right.
But I do not. You know, sort of more like Woody the Cowboy saying things like, there's a snake in my boots. I wanted to get down there in that kind of like scary villain,
Batman.
you know, Batman-y kind of thing, but it just didn't kind of work. Like, come on, guys, let's get back to Bonnie's room.
Tom Hanks recorded last night talking about Toy Story 4, which opens on Friday. James Corden brought his show to London. Welcome back. I talked about it at the start of the show, Sarah Jessica Parker's visit to the Mall of America on Sunday. Now, before we get to the actual store, Leo, can we take a shot of Kendall? Kendall, put the shoes on there. Yeah. So, you said they're a little tight. I should have gotten an 8.5. I'm sorry, but
I don't care.
yeah. Your friends though said like 8, 8.5, and I just thought I'd rather have them a little tight than loose because I hear that's not good.
9 is usually too big.
Okay.
So it's better this way.
Okay, good. Well, I was lucky enough to get to host the store opening event with my friend Sarah Rogers, who you all know is a trend specialist at Mall of America. Now, Leo, before we roll the video, don't roll this yet. You guys know I tell you everything, like if a star is a pain, I tell you all the nitty gritty. Well, I will tell you what I couldn't say last week, which I got a little worried, audience, because I got an email from my dear friends of the Mall of America, who I have to thank. They handled this so well. And my friend Sarah emailed me, and she goes, I'm kind of afraid to send this email to you. They want you to write down, and they have to approve all of your questions. And I said, I don't even do that for my show. Like, I don't even know. As they said in the 90s, homie, don't play that. Like, I don't need, what am I, Mike Wallace? I'm not, what am I gonna ask? I'm not Leslie Stahl. It's 7 minutes. But then I realized, I put on my Gary grown-up pants, and I realized the publicists were just doing their job. They have to protect her, because can you imagine? They don't know me from Adam. They don't know if I'm gonna go rogue and ask about Kim Cattrall or make her uncomfortable, which I would never do. So audience, I was delighted. Let me just cut to the chase. We met in the back hallway before we announced her arrival. She was delightful, like just delightful. The first thing out of her, we like waved to each other down the hallway, and she came up, and the first thing out of her mouth was, she goes, "Thank you for having me in your city." And I said, thank you for being here. And then we walked out, and here's the video. Here's Sarah walking out. Here's Sarah Jessica walking out. Hundreds of people waited for hours to see her. And we got her up on stage. It was about a 10-minute Q&A. Again, my buddy Sarah Rogers helped out. And people always ask us about male stars. So I'm assuming you want to know this about female stars. Jason, what did she smell like? I'm not kidding. That's when I interview a celebrity, people always want to know what they smell like.
Really?
I am here to tell you, Sarah Jessica Parker smelled amazing. Like amazing. Another observation, she's that big. And she is the size of a bobby pin. She is like bobby pin with hair. And all the haters can go, meh, because she in person, beautiful.
I'm sure.
Like there is something about her and then we were very like engaged. Like she's a big eye contact. We were sitting here. Look at this. Here we are. Right after this photo was taken, she touched my knee, and I'm such a nerd that as she's touching my knee, this is what's going on in my head. Carrie Bradshaw's touching me. Carrie Bradshaw's touching me. Carrie Bradshaw's touching me. Carrie Bradshaw's touching me. Try to keep it together. Try not to pee in that suit.
Nobody would judge you.
Just try to keep it together, Jace. You're a professional. Try not to start crying, because there was one moment where the hand stayed on my knee a little too long, and I started to feel myself well up, and I was like, don't cry, because then you're going to freak her out, And then we took another photo in the store, and she was so delighted. This is me telling her about Kendall. So then, but I will say, to wrap this up, she was a delight to everybody. My best friend Jen was there, and she was their audience for a good hour and a half, meeting with everyone, helping them pick out shoes. We always worry meeting someone that means a lot to you. You want them to meet your expectations. Sarah Jessica Parker exceeded my expectations, and she said she's coming back. She said she's coming back to the Twin Cities. If you want to visit her store, SJP is on the first level of the Mall of America, right outside of Nordstrom's. The shoes are great. They're made in Italy. They're fancy, I hear.
Oh, yeah.
Women love them. Kendall loves them.
Yep.
And Still ahead, everybody, we have new foods from the State Fair in the house. But next, has the drama on The Bachelorette reached a breaking point? Is Hannah done with it? Well, our producer Ted isn't done with it, and he will recap when the Jason Show continues. We'll be right back, everybody.
I'm almost about to scream in your face because I am going freaking crazy. And I've screamed about this. I've cried about this. And so today, I was just empty after. I was like, I don't know another way to say what I need from you.
Can I stand over here for a second?
Why?
Because I want to yell. I seriously, Hannah, I want to move mountains for you. I hate this. I can't stand it. Seriously, I cannot stand it. I hate being in this position. And yes, right now, I have been freaking out. Honestly, when you started this conversation, I thought you were gonna put a rose on my coat. And I understand why you didn't.
I would rather watch rats play Uno. You know what I mean? Welcome back. That's Luke P. Fighting for love on The Bachelorette last night with Hannah. It was another week in Hannah's quest to find her one true love. Tensions are high, ladies and gentlemen, as the men try to win her heart in Europe. And that means, once again, it's time for America Loves Ted. From our control room, please welcome Jason Show producer and founding member of Bachelor Nation, Ted Johnson. Hello, Ted.
Hello.
Ted, let's start. What's going on with him? I'm going to move mountains. Come on.
He might be one of the worst contestants of all time.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And you could just see everything he says is just fake. It's almost like he's putting on an acting thing for her, and she's kind of eating it up.
Well, do you think, Ted, it's one of those things where he has watched that show for so long, he's kind of speaking in Bachelor language.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That over-dramatized crap.
And he thinks he knows how to play the game. And, I mean, she knows, you can tell in her head, he's bad news. But then the other side of her is like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So this episode picked up after last week's cocktail ceremony. What happened with the other guys that set her off?
So, well, they're all attacking Luke P. And she's like, all right, I've had enough of the bickering. Y'all need to focus on me. And so she walks away, and then they keep bickering with each other, and she just goes off on them. And, I mean, no one really looked good here. Luke P didn't look good. The other men, who I have no idea who they are because all we are focused on is Luke P, they didn't look good. And she is just sort of a mess at this point.
Has she gotten any better? Because, I mean, again, no, okay, thank you. There we go. Okay, no. There's the segment right there. Yeah. No. Okay, so something weird happened after. How could it get any weirder than that soundbite we came back with?
So at this point, all we have is this fight with Luke P and the cocktail ceremony, right? And so usually then we go on to next week and we have dates. Well, she is so emotionally traumatized that she pulls Chris Harrison aside. They then do this chat for the next 45 minutes, wasting everyone's 45 minutes. And that's the episode where she's like, I don't know if I want to do this. Well, I don't know if I want to do this. And he's like, wait, are you not sure if you want to do this?
You have a theory, though. Something's up because you and my buddies over there on the radio station, they're saying something's weird with this season.
So last week and this week could have been one episode. They stretched this thing out as far as they possibly could, including that 45-minute sit-down with Chris Harrison, which may have taken place after the season. So my theory is possibly something happens maybe after hometown dates or after the fantasy suites that this season comes to an abrupt end, and they had to fill those extra shows.
Oh, that's a good theory, because they do look a little different. She looks a little different in that interview.
Yeah, and they don't do that.
No.
They would rather get on to the next date and stretch this out. They were probably like, all right, you're a mess.
Yeah.
This was a mistake. We can end it early, but we're gonna have to do this sit-down interview, and then that was her way out.
Oh, by the way, Ted, before we let you go, I also bought you a pair of high heels at Sarah Jessica Parker.
Perfect. I'll take an 8.5.
8.5, there we go. Ted Johnson, everybody. Thank you, buddy. Still ahead. You love them. They were a huge hit at the State Fair last year. Nordic Waffles is here with a treat that combines waffles and Fruity Pebbles. And then she made the top 15 at Miss USA, and she's here to talk about that experience. We're talking about one of our favorite guests. She's here, Miss Minnesota USA, when we return. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Summer just started. I know. But it's never too early to start thinking about the Minnesota State Fair, especially, it's only, I think, 64 days away, especially after seeing the list of this year's new foods. It came out around 6 o'clock this morning. Here's the dealio. 31 new foods and 7 new vendors will be at the Minnesota State Fair this year. Here are a few of them. First, a deep-fried dilly dog. It is a pickle stuffed with bratwurst, dipped in batter and fried. And it's at, I love this name, it's at Swine and Spuds. I like that name. Swine and Spuds. Next, cheesy sriracha funnel cake bites. Now, these, look at that. That's funnel cake pieces with 3 cheeses, fried and finished with more cheese and a sriracha dipping sauce. And that is located at the Funnel Cakes stand. That looks good. And how about a Turkish pizza? This is a thin flatbread topped with spicy beef, cucumber salad, and a squeeze of lemon and garlic sauce. Now, this is available at the Blue Moon Dine-In Theater. And finally, a new vendor who was on our show back in November, Brem Restaurant, is offering a grilled sandwich with nut butter and blueberry marmalade on gluten-free bread. So that's good, a good offering for our gluten-free friends. They also have coffee slushies topped with gluten-free baked goods. Now, one of the biggest hits of the fair last year was Nordic waffles, and that's putting it mildly that they were a hit. And they're back for year 2 with 2 new foods. Joining us with a preview is Stina and Jeremy from Nordic Waffles. Thank you for being here. Okay, we have sweet and savory. Where should we begin? Which one should we talk about first?
Well, our 2 new food items is the Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Oh, okay. We're starting with the sweet, everybody. That's it, yeah. And what's the Pebbles and Bam Bam?
So that is Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay.
With a fruity cereal. And this happened by accident.
Oh, yeah, I always every time, this is the time of year when we do these segments, and I'm endlessly fascinated with the research and development process.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, we wanted to use this fruity cereal, and then we wanted to use the peanut butter, but we wanted to use them separate.
Yeah.
But then they were placed next to each other, and we were like, wow.
Yeah.
Let's just do this.
Well, that was my reaction. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
May I bite? Well, may I?
Of course.
There it is.
And if Trainer Galen's watching, y'all, I'll run a few extra miles for this. That's right. Okay, let me try this. Oh my, I wish you guys could feel this. I'll be visiting you a lot. You will single-handedly be responsible for putting all the weight back on that I lost. Yeah. Okay, let's talk. I'm saving this. Okay. What now? Let's move to the savory. What's the next one?
So last year, people that were at our cabin, they kept saying, oh, it's like a taco.
Yeah.
A waffle like a taco. So then we figured that why don't we make a taco waffle?
Yeah.
And we picked the
Why
one.
not? I mean, Yeah.
And then we picked the one that is the most authentic to the Mexican cuisine,
Okay.
which is al pastor.
Okay.
So this is waffle al pastor with pork, and then pineapple, cilantro, and then onions, and then some salsa verde.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Where's Miss New Shoes? Have Miss New Shoes come in here to eat while I'm talking. Come here, Kendall. You got to eat. It's all right. That's even funnier. Come over here. Okay, so she literally has one shoe on. Here, will you eat that while I... Hello, yeah. Don't mind her. She's always like this. Okay, now, I mentioned in the little introduction, and it's the truth, you guys were probably the biggest hit of last year.
Yeah.
I'm there, I'm not... Look at this. Look, audience, look at this line. The line was from your booth to Anoka. I mean, you know what I mean? People in Coon Rapids were like, what the hell are these people doing here? What was your reaction? Like the first day you saw that line, what did you do?
I don't know, Jeremy, what do you
Jeremy, what did you do?
We kind of have a little inside joke that we're the fastest, longest line at the Minnesota State Fair.
Because you guys do go fast, yeah.
Quick. But we were so humbled, so impressed. It was incredible.
It was everybody that came to our booth, and again, I'm there literally every day. Everybody wanted to talk about you guys. So, congratulations. Congratulations. Long John Silver over here. How is it?
Awesome.
Please give it up for our friends from Nordic Waffles. Again, the State Fair begins Thursday, August 22nd, and we'll be there every weekday. You can go see them. We'll put this whole segment on Facebook a little bit later. Just search for Jason Show TV. Still ahead, she impressed the judges at the Miss USA pageant and made the coveted top 15. Miss Minnesota USA, Kat Stanley is in our studio to talk about what the national TV experience was like. We'll be right back. Kendall will get her shoes on, and we'll continue the show after this. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest made a name for herself last month at the Miss USA pageant when she impressed the judges and made the coveted top 15. Look at this.
Minnesota. All right, here we are, the live competition. What round of tonight are you most nervous about?
Ooh, probably swimsuit, just because, you know, you're up here in a bikini and it's a little bit weird with all these people in the room, but I think I'll make it through.
I love her honesty. Pageant host Vanessa and Nick Lachey putting her on the spot. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Miss Minnesota USA, Kat Stanley, everybody. Hi. Let me move this back.
Yeah,
there
good
we
to
go.
see you.
Welcome. You're the first person in our new chairs.
I know, they're lovely.
I couldn't think of a better
really
person
nice
to have.
chairs. Yeah.
Can I say, first of all, I think the audience appreciates your honesty with that.
Mhm.
Because look, I don't care how beautiful you are, and you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't think anybody loves parading around in their bathing suits.
Oh, I know. That's one of the best things about the whole experience is it forces you to get out of your comfort zone. So, I mean, I was on a bikini on national TV. I mean, after that, I can kind of do anything.
I was going to say, because you're used to the kind of the business of it. Do you even get nervous like right before you go out for that?
Okay, so backstage I was talking about this too. You rehearse so much at Miss USA that by the time I actually got out on stage, it just felt like a normal day. I mean, they really prepare you.
I was going to say, and what is that moment like? You know, I was joking on the break. It was very dramatic. The long pause.
Yeah.
What is going on in your mind as that music is playing and they're drawing it out and they're not announcing your name? What are you thinking at that moment?
It's mostly what am I gonna eat after, and
well, I have some Nordic waffles right over there. You know, yeah.
They smell good. But yeah, I mean, it's oh my gosh, I hope they call my name. What am I gonna eat after? My feet kind of hurt.
Yeah,
you know?
Your feet kind of hurt, like
Yeah.
Kendall. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really? I would imagine when you go, because this is an experience. It's a club that you know it's only few are in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really? Does it become a sisterhood with your competitors?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a group
I mean, it
chat.
sounds like a cliche, but really, I would imagine.
I've gotten already 20 text messages this morning from our group chat, so we are in constant communication since
that's
Miss
great.
USA. Yeah.
I hear we have something in common too. Rumor has it you love the Mall of America.
I do.
Okay, how often people say you call it your second home? I do too.
Yeah, I'm from
Which level do
Bloomington.
you live in?
You know, I like the food court level.
Me
the
too.
Most. I think that's 3.
I love that you just eat. I love that. That is fantastic.
I'm a huge foodie. I love food.
What's your favorite? Okay, do you have a favorite cuisine? Like if you were stranded on an island.
Yeah.
Okay. And you could only have one type of food airdropped into the island. I love this question. Don't laugh. It's a good game.
No, it is.
And you could only have one cuisine airdropped. What would it be?
It's the parlor burger from Parlor Bar.
Yes, Kat!
It's so good.
Isn't that one of the, yes, that
It's
is one
the
of the
best
best
burger in Minnesota.
It is fantastic.
Sorry, Mats.
Yeah,
Just-
I know.
don't
It's so good. What do you want to do? I mean, I know what do you want to do? When you grow up, what do you want to do past this? Like, how do you want to use this platform? 'Cause that's truly what it is.
Yeah.
To excel you to the next thing. What do you want to do next?
Absolutely. So right now I work for a dermatologist, Crutchfield Dermatology,
Yeah.
and one of the big things with Miss USA is feeling good about yourself, and working for him allows me to help other people do that. So I'd like to just continue down that path and work in the medical field and just help people with their confidence or their health, whatever it may be.
I would imagine too, as Miss Minnesota, it must be really sweet when little girls and little boys come up to you and that they want to be you or they're in the pageant circus. That must just like warm your heart.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I want to cry every time. I'm like, you guys can do this too.
Yeah. You can do it too. You can live in the world. Well, thank you for coming back.
Yeah,
I
thank
greatly
you.
and continued success. I don't need to tell you, you're going to be a success, and I'll see you at home at the Mall of America.
Yes, all
I live
right.
on level 3. That's where I live.
Okay, that's where the
There we
food
go.
courts are.
Miss Minnesota USA, Kat Stanley, everybody. Still ahead, we're helping you take your barbecue rib game to the next level. The chef from Caribbean Smokehouse is here. This is the place I went to a couple months ago. I said, I think I just had the best ribs ever. Where is it? You'll find out when we come back. Back after this. Thank you so much. Okay. Miss Minnesota's still here. You can eat with us. Summer and outdoor grilling season is here, and it is time to up your barbecue ribs game. Here with his take on the Summer Classic, Adam Randall, owner and executive chef at Caribbean Smokehouse in Stillwater, everybody. Hi, buddy. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Thank you.
I'll say, I usually try to start an interview with a compliment, and I mean this, and I think I told you this. I went to Adam's place, I don't know, back in February, and then I came on the show and I briefly talked about it. We walked in, we all were unsure. We're like, okay, it's a barbecue rib place in Stillwater. Like, what is this? We walked out, and you are all we talked about all weekend. I'm not kidding. It was one of the best dinners we've had in my little group. So
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So go in Stillwater. Okay, so how do you, but for people at home, Adam, maybe they're watching on our other affiliates, how do you choose a rib at the store?
Sure, it's actually a really good question. So you have to have some marbling. You have to have that lean as well. I have two different kinds of ribs here. Okay. I have baby back ribs. Okay. And we have spare ribs. It's really a preference. It's really what people choose. Baby backs take a little less time to smoke. Okay. So on average, a spare rib or St. Louis style rib takes about 4.5 hours at a steady temperature of about 225, 250. Baby backs take about half the amount of time.
Is there a texture difference?
There is a little bit of a texture difference. I can't say that I would recognize a flavor difference really. It's really from the same cut. It's just different sections of the rib.
What do you prefer?
St. Louis cut.
St. Louis
which
cut,
is a challenge because you can't get them in the grocery stores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a big, you have to go to a butcher. A butcher will cut a St. Louis cut rib for you. They're a little bigger, they're a little meatier, and they have a little more fat. And in spite of what anyone says, that's exactly right. Fat is flavor, so that's what we're looking for.
Okay, so let's mix this up.
We've got a pretty good hodgepodge. I'm gonna go fairly quickly. Okay. I've got paprika, brown sugar, dried thyme, kosher salt, garlic, cardamom, cinnamon.
This is like the Colonel's secret sauce.
It is, that's right. Coriander, black pepper, cumin, dry mustard, and onion powder.
Is the whole spice rack in there? That is amazing.
The whole thing is in there. And so you just move it around. The brown sugar is important. It helps, gives a little sweetness, but it also helps with the caramelization and the color of the rib. So you just get a good
And if y'all were trying, I always say this, if you're trying to write that down, don't worry about it. We'll post this on social later. Don't worry about it.
Use your flavorings. Use what you like. Okay. Maybe less cardamom, less cumin. For me, the secret to this rub is cinnamon.
Really?
Cinnamon. Yeah. You can smell it.
Yeah,
exactly. And you can taste it on the ribs, but it's subtle. And people are like, what is that? That's the cinnamon.
And you were telling my executive producer, everyone wants to know when they come up to you, it's like a doctor, I got a back pain. What's the secret to a rib? I was shocked at your answer. You said the number one trick is?
Low and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low and slow. And the rub.
The rub.
You were saying the rub
the rub is by far. You have to have a good rub. You have to fall in love with whatever rub you're going to use. Yes, there are good rubs in the grocery store. Try them. Some are sweeter, some are spicier. It really is about what you prefer.
Yeah.
However, I say make your own.
Make your own.
Make your own.
Right here, make this one.
Brown sugar is important. Dried mustard is important. Those things are generally always in there. Paprika is always in there. Then you play with the other things.
So then you put the rub on. So we'll do a little bit of that.
And I'm going to just rub it. And, you know, it's funny because they call it a rub. I generally do not rub. Some people get in there and massage and do that thing. I do not. But what I do is I'm not going to smoke these until tomorrow. So they need 24 hours.
Oh.
And so the flavor, the rub is just going to absorb in.
So you don't do the, you actually don't rub.
I literally do not rub. I put a good generous amount of rub, cover all the surface. It's not necessary to rub the back of the rib. No one eats that.
Okay.
It's where the bone is.
Yeah.
Right? So
don't waste your spice
don't
back
waste
there.
Don't waste your spice. Exactly.
Now, you said something else that it was, I like a good moment where the audience goes at home watching, oh yeah, I never thought about it that way. You said that people always say, oh, that rib, it was fall off the bone tender. You said you actually don't want that in a rib.
Not my favorite thing, no.
Why?
Ribs should have what I call chew or bite. So if you bite into it, it should stay on the bone. I don't want you to have to gnarl at it. You know what I mean? You don't. It's not a brontosaurus bone.
I look over at Miss Shannon and Miss Shannon.
But if you bite and you get a good piece off, then you've got a perfect rib. You really do.
I agree with you. When they told me that backstage, I was like, that makes a lot of sense to me.
If it's falling off the bone, you've made pulled pork.
Oh.
So that's where you want that really
you learned
tender.
something today. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, what's another mistake people make, Chef?
High heat and being
trying to rush it.
Being in a hurry, right?
Okay.
Being in a hurry. So these go in the smoker.
Yeah.
We set it 4.5 hours. And we walk away.
And don't touch it.
And at home, exactly the same thing. The only thing you need to do at home is maintain the temperature. That's the most important thing.
Don't be opening up the thing.
No, because every time you open it, you're losing temperature.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you've got to bring it back. So if you can maintain between 225 and 250, and those are magic numbers. It has to be that way. And then take your time. Drink a beer. Or 2.
Or in 4 hours, hopefully several.
Relax. Relax. Have some fun. Do your thing. Cook your other foods. Work on all of the other things that you're working on.
And
I got 4.5 hours, and then come back to that.
Before we go,
Yes.
I want to go over, Eric, if we can get a shot. This is some of the stuff that we had. Let's start down here. What are we looking at here?
This is our pulled pork. Our pulled pork is a little bit different. We don't smoke it. Our pulled pork is made Mexican style. It's wrapped. It's marinated with lemons, limes, wrapped in a banana leaf, and then slow cooked, again, 4.5 hours. Then it's pulled, and the only thing that makes this a traditional pulled pork is barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I had that sandwich, and I saw Oprah, like floating in the air. Yeah. Next.
Buttermilk fried chicken.
Yep, had that too.
You all did well.
you were my last meal before I went running. You literally were.
Seasoned, and then again, marinated in buttermilk. 24 hours.
Then this?
This is jalapeno cornbread. Yes. So
we ate 8,000 of those. Yeah, literally 8,000 of those.
If you go south of the United States, they call it a Johnny cake.
Yeah.
So fresh jalapenos, cornbread mix, honey butter.
And then finally?
And then of course the ribs. The
ribs.
Barbecued ribs, red beans and rice, curried vegetables.
I'm telling you, if you are in Stillwater, if you have a car, a plane, go to Stillwater.
Boat.
And eat at this man's restaurant. Adam, thank you, my friend. Caribbean
Thank you
Steakhouse.
so much. Thank
Located on Main Street in Stillwater. You will not be sorry. For information, head to Caribbean Smokehouse, mn.com. And as I said, if you missed this, if you missed all the tips that Adam just gave you, don't worry about it. We'll post this a little bit later on the Jason Show Facebook page. We're going to take a break. We'll see if Kendall has shoes on, and we'll wrap up the show after this. I'm a hugger.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank I love her. That is Lizzo singing her hit song Juice on the MTV Movie and TV Awards last night. Lizzo spent many years here in Minnesota before hitting it really big. I love her. I have several songs in my little playlist. Don't you love her?
Running playlist?
My running playlist. Okay, so the shoes doing well?
Hi, everyone.
I know, yeah.
Shoes.
You are fancy.
I'm so fancy. This is the fanciest thing other than my wedding dress that I've ever owned.
Well,
that includes my car.
Yeah, I'm glad you like them. We'll try to
love
get you a
them.
bigger size. So if Sarah Jessica Parker is watching, and I sure hope she is, could I get another autographed pair? Hey, I know we've been off the air because of soccer, and I just want to say, for all of you Twins fans out there, I know this is a few days old, but my family, we were lucky enough to be at Target Field for Joe Mauer's retirement, the number retirement. I know you guys saw this, and I just haven't been on the air to talk about it. I was there, and I texted this out, or I tweeted this out. I just felt very lucky to be there. I've been in Minnesota over 20 years, so I was there at Joe's at the beginning of his career, and to see him retire, I just think he's the nicest guy. I've met him before, and to be there felt really special. And I just wanted to say congratulations to Joe and to and once again, I embarrassed my family because there was a guy behind me that was talking during the ceremony, and he was like, God, they're really just dragging this out. And I turn around and I'm like, he gave you his whole career. He was too drunk to hear me. But anyway, yeah. I don't like rude people. Joe gave us our career. He deserves a ceremony longer than a half hour. Tomorrow on the show, we're talking dating in the digital age and what to do on social media after your relationship ends. Professional matchmaker. That was Shannon laughing. Professional matchmaker April joins us with her tips. Plus, Chris Hockey is back. That and more. If you're watching right now and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Look at her shoes.